Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I'm Kay and I'm a Chrysalis tutor teaching years 2 and 3, and I'm hosting today's Chrysalis on the Couch. And today's subject is the bucket list. So please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. That would be great. And I'm joined today by Angeline, who is coming to the end of her year 2. So she's a student coming to the end of year 2. And Vicky. Vicky's just completed year 1 and starting year 2. And Paige, who is nearly finished her year 3. So students that are in different places in their learning. So bucket lists. Now, a lot of people think that having a bucket list is a bit depressing because it makes you think about death, you know, and your own mortality. But I've had a bucket list for a number of years now, and I really like the idea because to me, life to me is an earth school. We're here to learn and grow as a person. And there's going to be lots of twists and turns and ups and downs. But I think during all that, we need to have as much fun as possible. And that's what I want to do. So I've got lots of nice things on my bucket list. I love animals. So I've got lots of animal experiences on there. And then there's activities that I've always wanted to try, like quad biking and Segway. But there's also things that are challenging me, because I think when we challenge ourselves, that's how we grow and we get more confident, you know. So there's things on my bucket list that have challenged me. So I was afraid of heights, for example. So I started off just doing things like I walked across the glass floor in the Tower of London, and that was bad enough to start with, looking down and seeing everyone below. And I did the London Eye, and I went up the Shard. And from there, I then did climbed the O2, and I did an indoor skydive, which was quite scary when they get hold of you and zip you up to the top. So some things that have pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I want to continue progressing with that. So I wanted to do a hot air balloon ride, but I haven't been able to do it because of lockdown. That was one of my plans for this year. And I'd quite like to try abseiling, but I can't find anywhere where you can actually do it. So to me, you know, my bucket list, I've got about, I don't know, 70 things on it, and I've done a lot of them, but there's still lots more to do. So let's talk about what you think about bucket lists and what might be on yours. So Vicky, do you want to start and talk to us about your views?
I think a bucket list is a great thing to have personally, because I think that you should have things to look forward to in life, and you should, you know, set yourself goals and challenges and you know, to give you kind of hope and stuff to look forward to, I personally think. So there's loads on my bucket list, to be honest. And I feel really lucky that I've actually achieved quite a few things on my bucket list. I would like, you know, Channing Tatum is actually on my bucket list, but I'm not sure that's going to be fulfilled, you know. Or Matthew McConaughey, you know, but I'm not sure about those. But I've swum with dolphins, which I've really wanted to do, you know, and I did that in Jamaica, and I've done that in Mexico, and I've travelled quite a lot. And I was quite pleased I did that, because I had a fear of, I quite like the sea, but I don't like going in if it's too deep. So,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, so if you can't see the bottom, I'm a bit like nervous about that.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah, so kind of like to go in deep water and then you know, be swimming with these dolphins was just like amazing. You know, that was kind of like a great feeling. So, and yeah, you know, I've done a lot of travel, like I say, and I kind of, mine is more about personal growth in myself, things I would like to learn. Like I would like to
Yeah.
learn Reiki next as well. And,
Right.
you know, kind of like stuff about myself, you know, in the way that I want to go forward in my life, you know, and as well as like the materialistic stuff, you know, I'd like to drive a supercar around a track and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, and I've kind of got a fear of heights, but I wouldn't mind climbing a mountain. I've climbed the O2, and I was quite pleased I'd done that. I'd love to go up the Shard. I tried going up the Eiffel Tower, and which was something I wanted to do as well, but I had a bit of a panic attack at the top, so you know that was went a bit pear-shaped in the end. But I tried it, I did it, you know, and I was pleased I did it, and I got as far as I could with that. But I'm all.
Tell me what's difficult about the Eiffel Tower? How's that? Is it different to like the Shard and stuff?
Well, yeah, when you're like on the ground floor of like just looking up at the Eiffel Tower, I kind of thought, yeah, okay, that's massive. You know, that's a big building, like. But I wanted to give it a go, and you have to go up in a cable car. I don't know if anyone's ever done it, but yeah, you go
Yeah,
up in
you have.
a cable car lift type thing, and then the only way you can get down is by the thousands of steps coming down, you know. So I got all the way up in this lift, and that's not so bad because you're not looking out of anywhere. You can't see anything. You're just going up. And as soon as I came out and looked out onto the horizon, my whole equilibrium went. And I was just like a nervous wreck. And it was so embarrassing, really, because I clung to the floor because I just wanted to get down quite low. And I asked the nearest person, my partner was with me as well at the time, and he was like, oh my God, are you all right? You know, come and look at this view, you know, and it would have looked amazing, but I just couldn't, something happened and I just went a bit wobbly and said, I need to get down. And I had to walk down all these steps, but they were like steel and they had a gap in between them. So I was just clinging on for dear life, you know. But I tried it.
So Paige, you've been up there as well, have you?
Yeah, do you know what? When I went up there, the worst thing was it was a really, really windy day as well. And the thing is, when you go up in that cage, it does actually move. So you're actually swaying, which makes it even worse because you actually feel like you're actually going to move.
So what do you mean by a cage? You described it as a cage, a lift and a cable car so far. What is it?
Oh, have I? Did I? Oh, well, it feels like as you're going up in the lift or whatever you're going up, the thing is it doesn't fit properly. So it actually has got room to move. So it's a bit like a lift with a gap, if you like.
Yeah. Right.
So if you go up, it can actually move. So that bit is actually quite scary, especially if you don't like heights and you're moving about as well.
Yeah.
And I hate anything like that. But like you, I did it.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny you say about about bucket lists, but for me, it's more about getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, because otherwise, I just find your life gets smaller and smaller if you don't actually challenge yourself at times. I'm quite prone to kind of sit there and stay quite comfortable. So actually, like today is a very good thing to challenge when I don't like actually talking on a recording.
Well done. Well done for doing it.
Cross it off my bucket list.
You can. Yeah. Took part in Chrysalis on the couch. So Angeline, how do you feel about heights? Any problem for you?
Oh no, I love heights.
Right.
So yeah, I've done 2 skydives.
Well, real skydives.
Yeah, real skydives.
Oh God.
The first one I absolutely loved, and the second one I was only doing because my niece wanted to do it, and she had a fear of heights, and she'd never even flown before. So I said I'd do it with her, and then my eldest son was going to be joining the paras, so I said, oh, you should do it as well. So we all went to do it, but I really didn't want to do the second one. I don't know why, but in my mind I was just like, no. It was years later after the first one, so I think I got the fear factor. So my plan was to get up in this little plane and make sure I was the last one to go and see them two go, and then just go, actually, don't worry, just take us back down. Well, it all went wrong because we're sitting in the plane and you're strapped to someone else. And of course, I've looked behind me and thinking, this is not working, is it? Like, there's Harry, my son, and my niece strapped to someone else, like other people behind me. And I'm thinking, I'm going first, aren't I? And then like looked at me like, yeah, you are. Oh, but I really hated it. I did not like the second one at all because he spun me round and I literally saw the world spinning and I just could not wait to get on the ground. So it's almost like I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it, like the first one. But I don't have a problem with heights. So yeah, what else have I done? Been to the top of the Empire State Building, done the Shard. I haven't done anything like climb the O2. I'd like to do that actually.
It was nowhere near as scary as I thought it was, the O2, because you can't see each side, can you? You know, you can only sort of go up and across. You can't see anything that's scary. So it was much easier than I thought.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. So yeah, and I think bucket lists are good. I do. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've done a few things off my list. I've done the dolphin thing. I swam with dolphins, but it was in a controlled environment, and I'd really like to be able to do it like you did, Vicky, like out in the sea. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah. See, I did it as well, and like Vicky, I don't like the deep water. And I actually learned to swim so that I could do that with dolphins. That's the only reason that I had swimming lessons.
Oh, brilliant.
But on the day, I had to swim out. And of course, then you have to like tread water.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, and I was just going under. And I was panicking. So there's me like splashing around. And the woman sent the dolphin to me. And as soon as the dolphin came to me, it started swimming round me. And I just calmed right down. And then I was fine. Once this dolphin was with me, I was fine. So the dolphin sort of saved me. You know, it was great. It was a lovely experience. Yeah. But I still don't like deep water.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't. I'm glad I've done it.
Yeah. So what other sorts of things you've done? What about activities? You know, as I say, I did quad biking. That was such fun, going up and down big hills on the quad bike. And Segway was great as well. Anyone done anything like that?
No, my son's got a hoverboard actually, which we've been on a little bit, which they're quite hilarious. They're a bit like a Segway. That's quite funny. I've done go-karting and stuff like that. I love that. Yeah.
My son's got a hoverboard, and I do like going on it, but I have fallen off of it once as well.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I remember years ago I went go-karting, and I did it. It was a bit of something that we did with all of our work, and there was 40 of us, and it ended up that most of the women dropped out. There was me and 39 men in this go-karting competition. And who won? I got the trophy. Which really didn't go down well with the mental, but I've actually still got the trophy now.
I haven't tried go-karting. Maybe I should add that to mine. That's not on my list.
Yeah.
That's fun. That is fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you actually crash into the sides and you've got like 40 men rushing to actually help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of quite, you get loads of attention. It was great fun. Definitely worth doing.
Yeah. So anything strange on yours? Well, one of my friends, because you can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things, can't you? One of my friends wanted to be a mermaid for the day. So you can actually do that. So she went off to this place where you dress up as a mermaid and you've got your fishtail thing and you get in a pool of water and have a photo shoot. So you become a mermaid.
I'd actually quite like to, I mean, might sound a bit strange, but I don't really want to get married. I never wanted to get married, and but I'd actually quite like to go to a wedding shop and pretend that I'm getting married and just try all the lovely dresses on. It's just to have that, you know, that nice feeling. But
Yeah.
But you can keep the day. That's fine.
Well, you could do that, couldn't you? You could just pretend you're getting married and go in and try loads of dresses on.
Yeah, I'd quite like to do that.
Yeah.
One day, maybe.
One of the things I did was, in my younger years, but I'm glad I did it, was model wedding dresses. So I used to do exhibitions.
Right.
Wear different wedding dresses and, you know, walk up the runway displaying the wedding dresses at exhibitions.
Oh, that's you.
I actually did that once as well, because I used to work for Haven Holidays as like a Haven mate, and so I did a lot of singing and dancing there. And one of the costume designers, she designed wedding dresses, and I had a photo shoot on Hayling Island with. I was the only one who wasn't classed as a model. The other ones were from a model agency. And it was amazing because I wore dresses that were from like the 1920s up to like a fairy tale kind of wedding dress. So it's kind of like I had my photo taken in a 60s one with little white gloves and on a Vespa motorbike and that, you know, and then one like in a Buick car and everything. And I had to kind of wear this really Victorian corset thing with these huge side pieces that came out of the dress, and I thought, how on earth people wore this back in the day is beyond me, because, you know, we would just like tie it into it and everything. And I just felt amazing for the day. It was absolutely amazing. And the last shoot was like this fairy princess one with like a little wand. Huge like meringue dress and your bare feet with a load of glitter everywhere and stuff. And it was just so amazing. I just thought, crikey. It was
sounds good.
To do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Paige, what else is on yours then?
On my bucket list? Do you know what? There's loads of stuff. I've done the like you say, I've kind of done the travelling thing, but I haven't really got loads of wacky things on it that I need to do. I've kind of set myself, my bucket list goes from short-term stuff to long-term stuff. And probably apart from saying I would like to, I really want to, when we ever can, go up into space, I would actually like to be able to look down on the earth and actually go in a rocket. That's one thing I would actually like to do. I suppose a bit different to others. I've done the Egypt thing. I've got a thing about past and galaxies and things, and I kind of so I've gone to Egypt and done all the Valley of the Kings and the Queens and gone inside Tutankhamun. That's brilliant to see. So I've done a bit of the history thing. But there's nothing kind of really exciting, I think, on there. Just things that I kind of really just, I suppose, general stuff that people do. I haven't got anything that's kind of inspiring, a bit different, really.
What's general stuff then?
General stuff would probably be finishing all my qualifications, actually making myself a good counsellor, being successful. Something, I suppose, kind of more what everyone else would kind of think about. Short-term goals rather than long-term.
Okay.
I think. Long-term, otherwise I kind of find, for me, if they're too unachievable, like my one in space, you've got nothing to aim to. So I kind of like to do ones that I know I can actually, at least, I might have to push myself a bit, but I can still do.
Realistic goals then.
Basically. Yeah. It's all great when you're young, and like you say, you know, you're with these really fantastic things, but as you get older, you just kind of think, you know what, I've got more achievable ones.
Yeah.
A lot of mine are about travelling. I've done an awful lot of travelling. I've been really lucky, but there's still lots of places I'd like to go. And a couple of them just put me off now because the flights are so long. Like I want to go to Bali and I want to go to Borneo and see the orangutans.
Yeah.
But like 16 hours on a plane, the thought of it just depresses me, because I can't sleep on a plane. I can't ever sleep sitting up. And it's just such a long time. And that puts me off a bit. But, you know, there's nearer places as well I'd like to go. And of course, we can't, all my holidays this year have been cancelled because of this whole virus. And so, you know, you're a bit limited at the moment as well, aren't you, with the whole travelling thing?
Yeah.
They've changed flight routes as well, so you might actually be lucky. I know that unfortunately New York has changed from 5 hours to 11.
Really?
So, yeah, they've changed. We were looking at going to New York, and I've done it a couple of times. I love New York. And it's only 5 hours in a plane.
Yeah.
But my sister went recently. They've changed all the routes, so it's now 11 hours. So it's something. But you might find if they're changing the routes that something that makes it more achievable might be shorter.
So, any travelling, Ange?
Yeah, I want to go to Canada because I've got a sister lives in America, and we worked out sort of halfway would be Canada. So we planned for in 2 years' time, just for me and my other sister to meet my other sister from America in Canada. So that'd be really nice. And I've never been to Scotland, so I'd really like to go to Scotland as well.
Scotland is amazing. I love Scotland.
Yeah, well, my granddad was Scottish, so I've got a bit of that in me. So I'd really like to go there and see if I can find a bit of history about my family and things like that.
Yeah, all the lochs and that are lovely, and you know, the Highlands, and I went to Ben Nevis. Yeah, it's really nice. I'd like to go back there.
Yeah, and I've heard Edinburgh's really nice as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't been to Edinburgh.
But, yeah, so I want to do that. Something else I'd really like to do is sort of go to a woods or sort of big forest or something one night, obviously not on my own, and sort of see all of the animals come out. Sort of, you know, like if you've seen on telly where they sort of make themselves smell like the animals as well a bit, and they can just hide away and they can have animals really near them.
Yeah,
I would love that, and have some night vision to be able to see it all going on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I would love that.
Don't know how you arranged to do that, but
I don't know. I've said to my partner a few times about it, and he said, "Oh, yeah, I could easily do that," but I never have. So it's definitely something I want to do.
I thought you was going to say about go in the woods and like hunt ghosts. That's something else I'd like.
Yeah,
ghost hunting evenings.
Yeah, I'd like to do a ghost hunting night as well.
Yeah, they're quite fun. I've done a ghost walk.
Yeah.
Went all round woods and little lanes and stuff.
Oh.
And then I've done one in a haunted pub hotel.
Yeah.
We did different activities in different rooms. That was quite fun as well.
So did much come to light, sort of thing?
Not so much on the walk, but in the haunted hotel, they had all the equipment, you know, that tells if there's things happening, and there was, and we had a weird experience in the cellar. Some of us went into the cellar and all held hands, and something was pushing us forward, making us nearly fall over, and it did it to several different people in the circle. And then in one of the bedrooms there was a full-length mirror, and we took it in turns to sit in front of the mirror. And I was in there with these two young guys, and I sat in front of the mirror first. And when you look in this mirror, you turn into a skeleton. It is only an ordinary mirror, but it's something to do with the room. And I was sitting there for about 5 minutes and nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, my face started sinking in. And these two boys just ran out of the room. They were so scared. but yeah, there was quite a lot going on that night. It was good fun.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
There's actually, I went a couple of years ago, there's a thing called the 13 Rooms, which is actually a big, massive warehouse in the middle of like a forest. And they've done it, obviously, into different rooms. And each one, so it starts off quite calm. and each one has a different scenario. And the idea is to obviously it scares you. So they might have ghosts, or some of it's based on horror movies. So the first one, they had there was a room with The Exorcist as well, and they have all these different rooms, and each one goes up to scare you more until you get to. She do 12 rooms, and 13 supposed to be the scariest one of all.
Right.
We were standing in a queue waiting to see if we were going to go in, and this guy just ran out and went, never again, and actually just ran off down the hall, and everyone's like, room 13? We'll give that a miss. It's great watch. It's fantastic. An absolute brilliant experience. Because the worst thing is you're actually held in. They put, which sounds bad, they put like a bag over your head so you don't know where you are. You have to hold hands, and then you have to go into this room first. And they do like a screening room just to say what all the health and safety stuff is. It's quite scary. And then you're pushed into the first room, so you have no idea where you are until they take the hat off. But it's the most amazing thing. So if you actually like things that are a bit scary, that's a good thing to do.
Where is that then, Paige?
It was based Brentwood way.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's this big, massive warehouse and this big thing. It's really big, large. And they do it every year. And they get actors that are in there as well to help scare you.
Oh.
That's quite...
That's near where they've got the underground bunker, isn't it, as well, where they do ghost hunts?
Oh, yeah.
The secret bunker that everybody knows about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one, yeah.
That reminded me of an escape room. Has anyone done an escape room?
No.
That was quite fun. I did one of those as well, and we were it was a group of 4 of us, and yeah, they blindfolded us, took us into this room, and we were basically prisoners, handcuffed and left in a prison cell. Then you have to get yourself out of the handcuffs and manage to undo the doors and then find all the clues and everything. But they're good fun as well. There's lots of different escape rooms you can do, isn't there? They're quite good fun.
I'm quite claustrophobic, so I don't know if I'd like it. But I suppose it's all an act, so I suppose you can just stop.
If you said I want to come out, they'd let you out. You're not sort of stuck in there if you really didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think when you do all these things on a bucket list, it does actually bring out the vulnerabilities in yourself, and the fears and phobias that you do have, to try and challenge yourself. I think, because sometimes I think, I would like to do that, and I don't know until I would go and do that how I would feel in that situation, if you know what I mean. It's not until you try these things you never know, do you? Sometimes.
I did because I love animals. I've done quite a lot of animal experiences. So as well as the dolphins, I've been in with lemur monkeys. I fed the little meerkats, went in with them and fed them, and I wanted to do the wolves, go in the wolf den.
Oh, wow.
Because I've always loved wolves, and I've always said to people, wolves won't hurt you. I feel like I've had another life where I was really close to wolves. So I did that. I went in the wolf den with these 2 wolves. And the first thing the big wolf did, because one was male and one was female, and the biggest male, he just comes straight up to me and jumped up and put his paws on my shoulders and put his nose in my mouth. That's what they like to do. They want to smell you, to see what you smell like, and make sure you've got no fear. And so that you have to be prepared for that.
Wow.
And once he decided I was okay, I could interact with him, and he laid on the floor and let me stroke his belly and stuff. It was amazing. I loved it.
Oh.
So what happens if you do show fear then?
Well, I think, that's the problem. They won't hurt you. She said they won't hurt you, but they'll not interact with you. They'll just go and hide somewhere. I think if you're scared, it makes them scared. It's like I had a dog like that. So if somebody was scared of him, he'd start growling at them. And I think he was scared. So it sort of works like that. If you're scared, you make them scared, and then they go and hide. So, yeah. But that was great. And I've got lots more animal ones. I want to go and feed the penguins. I think that'd be quite nice. And you can go in with the giant tortoises and, yeah, all sorts of.
What about like a zookeeper for the day? And things
Yeah,
like
you can be a zookeeper for the day. I don't think I'd like handling the food because I'm vegetarian. Like feeding the lions all their meat, that wouldn't appeal. Yeah.
What safari?
Safari. Yeah, it's, for some reason it's never really appealed. And I suppose I also wonder, are you safe? You're in them jeeps, you know, if an elephant chased you.
What about those houses on stilts that you can stay in and all the animals are around you, like the giraffes and things?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Whereabouts are they?
I can't think. I've seen it advertised online somewhere. It's a lot of money to stay there for a night, but you can stay there and all the giraffes are, you know, say around you and things. You have to Google it.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thinking about your forest thing again, what you wanted to do, because you can get places in the forest like tree houses that are glass, can't you?
I don't know. Can you?
Pods and stuff where you stay in the forest, and then you'd be able to see all the animals, wouldn't you, if you did that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've not heard of that one. Definitely not heard of that one.
No? Yeah, I've seen that. And
I like the idea of the ice palace, though. You know, you can actually stay, and it's actually all in ice, the beds and everything.
Yeah.
That is on my bucket list.
Yeah. And the
I went
Northern
to
Lights.
Winter Wonderland. You know Winter Wonderland in London?
Yeah.
I've been there, and they have like an ice bar where you can go and get a drink, and that's all ice. So the bar's ice, the seats are all ice. And I expect that's what the ice palace is like, only much more luxurious. But I don't know if I'd want to sleep on the ice all night. I'd freeze. Don't like being cold.
Yeah.
I think that's the same.
I think that's the idea of wrapping up, though.
Yeah, need lots of clothes on.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of staying in little quirky places.
Yeah.
I've stayed in a teepee and a yurt, and like a little roundhouse. So yeah, staying in unusual little buildings, I think is nice. Oh.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Lapland.
Oh, I've been to Lapland.
Yeah.
Lapland is so amazing.
Yeah.
And you just can't imagine it because it's so different to like the snow we have here. And the sunsets, I mean, I think it got light about 11 in the morning, and then sunset was like 3. So you only had a few hours of light, but it was never really dark because the snow is so white and the sunsets were bright pink. It was so beautiful. And then all the activities, so I did snowmobiling around the forest. That was at night. We did that at midnight.
Oh, brilliant.
Did snowshoeing in the forest. Huskies, did the husky sledging. Had a reindeer ride through the forest. Stopped at a teepee for hot drinks and cooking sausages and stuff. Oh, it was all so lovely. Yeah, we were trying to lasso a reindeer. Did some cross-country skiing. That was really, really hard. And saw the Northern Lights while I was there.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. They weren't as dramatic as they can be. All I had was the colour green, and it wasn't loads of it, but it's nice to see. I'd love to see it in more colour, you know.
Isn't that true that you can actually see them in Scotland as well?
You can at the right times, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how often
Scotland can do that then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ange?
I could combine my Northern Lights with Scotland, couldn't I?
Yeah. See if you can get them. I think it's pot luck, isn't it? Wherever you go, it's pot luck if it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Did you have children when you went? Do you have children, Kay? Did you go?
No, I went for me, and I was quite upset actually because you know all the kids got to see Santa, and they were like, "We don't do Santa for adults."
Oh no!
I'm like, I want to see Santa, but actually, when we got there, we realised that because there was 2 separate hotels, so they put adults in one hotel, and all the families go in another hotel. And what we realised is that Santa was staying in our hotel.
Oh.
So I did see Santa. I just didn't see him all dressed up in his red gear.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was quite funny.
Downtime, yeah.
Oh.
Well, isn't that one question? Isn't it funny as you get older, everyone seems to say, "Oh, well, you've got to be boring now. You know, you've got to set an example." Actually, why do we? Who actually said that we have to just stop having fun just because we're older?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, we don't. And I think, you know, we should be able to do what we want. And if that's something that involves sort of going back to childhood, why not?
Yeah.
You know, just going out and jumping ditches and climbing over stiles and playing ball.
So, my sister said to me, "Make sure, Paige, that you buy my nephew something sensible." So I bought one of them a drum kit to make as much noise as he could, and the other one a chocolate making factory, which went all over the walls, and I had a great time joining in.
Oh.
So yeah, and she hasn't forgiven me since. And that was about 6 years ago.
Does she just say, "Just buy vouchers now"?
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh dear. I mean, there's so many exciting things we can do, and I think, you know, we're obviously trying to have a good time with some of the things we've done and want to carry on doing, and I think everyone should do the same. But we've got to wrap it up. I think we could talk about this subject for much longer and share all the things that we want to do, but we're sort of running out of time, so we need to wrap it up. But it's been really lovely talking to you three today, and we hope that you enjoyed it. If you're watching, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. The next Chrysalis on the Couch is going to be titled "It All Begins With Me." So watch out for that one and see what it's about. But for now, it's time for us to say cheerio. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you again soon. So bye.
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 Bye. Bye.